You need to stop acting like a YN. If you're over the age of 23, 25, 24 and above, you need to stop acting like a YN, bro. As I'm telling you, it's not cool. It's not cool to act like a YN, bro. I've been seeing this trend around people talking about, oh, YNs, right? And I feel like people think, when you're younger, whatever, especially in the black community and whatnot, you might think it's cool to be like a YN. It's cool to kind of talk kind of street and act hood or whatever, or like, kind of not speak properly and dress all like kind of rugged and whatnot. Like I feel like past a certain age, you gotta outgrow it, right? On my channel, I'm always talking about recreating yourself. And when you want to recreate yourself, this is one of those times where you want to recreate yourself. You need to take yourself from YN to like something else, at least, cause I think YNs, no one takes them serious, right? They're kind of like the modern day version of a Pookie Ray Ray type archetype. You know what I mean? Like, you see different variations of YNs. I feel like from that age in like high school up until like maybe 18, 19, 20, you think it's cool to kind of like portray traits of like a YN, trying to act kind of like, not speaking properly and trying to wear oversized, baggy clothing, or maybe looking just like you just want to look like you grew up in the hood, or looking like kind of like ghetto kind of thing. Like, I don't think that's cool. And even the type of slang that you're using, saying words like cooked or like some Gen Z language. Don't get me wrong. I still struggle from some of these things too. I still sometimes use the YN language. Sometimes I still talk like a YN and have some type of mannerism like a YN. But the key is that you got to acknowledge it and got to slowly recreate yourself. That's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to recreate myself as I'm getting older. I'm 25 now. I'm starting to realize that I kind of have to start carrying myself in a more mature adult way, because, as you get older, you're going into business, or maybe you're going into corporate, going into like whatever avenue of life. You need to carry yourself in a way that people actually take you seriously, right? You need to carry yourself in a way where you can actually articulate the words that you're saying and be able to convey a message to people, and have people not look at you like a YN, look at you like you're like some hooligan in society, right? You need to carry yourself in a way that's respectable, carry yourself in a way that's respectable and take yourself serious, right? And this comes with recreating yourself. If you're a YN right now, you need to recreate yourself into someone who people take serious, someone that never bores the audience and commands attention, right? And the first step to doing this is getting jacked, right? Getting jacked is like a night and day difference, right? When you go from skinny to jacked or obese to jacked, right, the perception of you changes. People respect you more because of the discipline it takes to get jacked, because of like the work you put in, right? People start to see you as like, superhuman when you're jacked, right? You become a king amongst men, right? So that's one of the first steps to recreating yourself, is getting jacked. I ultimately believe the first step to getting jacked, to recreating yourself, is to get jacked, right? And the key to recreating yourself from a YN to, to building a character that commands attention, is the perfect example I could use is James St. Patrick. If you guys know the show Power, James St. Patrick, Ghost, right? He's like this, he kind of came from like the hood. He's like, came from like a YN background, I guess. He was a drug dealer back in the day, right? But I mean, in the show, he still is technically a drug dealer, right? But he's like a, businessman who runs a nightclub, right? And he's got two sides to himself, right? So I'm not saying, be a drug dealer at all. That's not what I'm saying at all. Don't get it twisted, because I know a lot of people get shit twisted. What I am saying is that, see, the example I'm trying to use with James St. Patrick is that there's the clip where he was talking to Simon Stern in like the very first season, where he says, like, Simon's asking him, how do you get people to go into your nightclub all the time? How do you get so much good business? And James St. Patrick, aka Ghost, he says, the reason why I'm able to, connect with people and get people to gravitate towards my business is because I'm more than one thing, right? Because what he explains is that James, aka Ghost, he's recreated himself throughout the years. He went from being the hood dude to the business guy. You know what I mean? Like, he's been through different eras in his life. He's recreated himself a bunch of times to where now he's able to code switch and enter different kinds of like environments and be able to connect with different types of people. And that's why he's able to gravitate towards people, towards his business, right? That's what he kind of explains in that clip. And he basically says, because he understands them, he gets them, because he gets them, he gets them. You know what I mean? So relaying it back to YN culture in today's day and age, right? obviously there's some times where, you know what, whatever, you might want to wear some like street kind of clothing, kind of like streetwear, whatever. Cool. There's time and place for it, but you got to understand that you have to be able to recreate yourself so that you can understand time and place. Like maybe sometimes in this situation, you wouldn't talk like a YN or say have YN tendencies or say or wear clothing that kind of associates with YN. Maybe in this setting you might want to be business casual. Maybe this setting you might want to wear a suit. Maybe this setting, okay, cool, it's cool. You can wear the baggy jeans and wear the, you know, ripped jeans or whatever kind of YN kind of energy type shit, right? You could do that in that environment, right? It's about understanding time and place and understanding how to code switch so that you can enter different environments, right? And it's about the core of it is about recreating yourself, right? So, and recreating yourself involves, you know, trying out different experiences, trying out, uh, understanding knowledge, trying different experiences, understanding different cultures, right? Educating yourself. And through that, you build up different experiences so that you can then enter different environments and be able to connect with different people, right? Be able to code switch. And I feel like that way you actually garner respect from a lot of people because you've built yourself up into someone who's actually respectable, right? You didn't just reduce your personality to just a YN hooligan, kind of like lost cause kind of personality, right? You really gotta, as you get older, especially past the age of 23, going into 25 and into your 30s, you gotta kind of really take yourself seriously. Take yourself seriously. You know what I mean? And that comes with things like, you know, going to the gym, you know, building a physique, you know, being confident in yourself, you know, how you present yourself, articulating yourself properly, right? Sometimes cooling off on some of the slang terms you might use, some of these YN terminologies that you use, right? Like being able to articulate yourself properly. And I hate how in the black community, they always try to shame people for saying, oh, you talk like a white person, when it's just like, no, he's just intelligent, bro. He just understands grammar. You know what I mean? Like it's about recreating yourself into a person that actually commands respect and attention because of how you carry yourself, right? So the TLDR of all of this is you need to stop being a YN. And if you're going to continue to be a YN at the core, at least learn to how to code switch and, and garner different experiences so that you can add more depth to your character. So that way you can be able to code switch and enter different environments, right? And, you know, infiltrate different environments so that you can actually, you know, move forward in life and have people respect you and be more taken more seriously. And, you know, and ultimately this leads to just living a better life, right? So yeah, that's all I really have to say for this video. If you want to get jacked and build up your body game, hit the link in the description. I'm the guy for that. I can help you with that. If you're a YN, send this to your other YN friends, or if you know a YN out there in need, any YN out there, send this to all the YNs you can find who need to see this video. Um, Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. And remember, there's nothing enlightening about playing small. I'll catch you guys next video. See ya.